Hello and welcome to part 15 of Let's Play Pokemon Pearl. In the last part we explored the Lost Tower, which wasn't that lost, as we already established, and we also got a new party member, so in this part we're going to hopefully get through the rest of this route. I say hopefully, I mean, I know we do. This is post-commentary, I know what happens. We definitely get through this route. It's not that long. Actually, it's quite a long route, actually, I guess. Makes sense. And yeah, here's another Pikachu. The game was like, oh, you think that's the only Pikachu, do you? Do you? So they decided to throw a load more in my face just to, you know, make me look like an idiot on my LP channel. Those jerks at Game Freak. What's their problem? I don't know. So yeah, this is a double battle. Like I've mentioned before, there's always one double battle on each route. Okay, don't quote me on that. Don't go quoting certain routes. Actually, on this Tom 23, there's not many double battles on many routes, and I'll be like, you know, most main routes, there's usually one double battle. There's a good amount of double battles, you know. Something that Pearl has that White really doesn't. Like one of the few things that's actually better in Pearl than it is in White. Because you get to beat up children's Pokemon. You sick person. Yeah, I'm not sure how old those twins are meant to be. That's actually a good thought. Because you're meant to be 10. Okay, I know this is something that they probably don't stick to that much, but you're supposed to be 10, and you're that tall, and you're clearly bigger than those twins. So what, are those twins like 6 or 8? Like, did you just walk around and find these two 6-year-olds and think, yeah, I'm gonna challenge them, I'm gonna beat them up? It's like, and then you take money from them. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. You beat up like 6-year-old girls, and they're girls as well. They've got nice. Well, they're all dresses and baby Pokemon, and you go over there, you beat them up, and you take their money. For a 10-year-old, I don't think it's going to work out for you. I think you're going to be one of those mental 10-year-olds that go crazy with like a garden in a school. Which, luckily, I live in England where that doesn't happen. So, and yeah, as I was going to say this in the last part, but I kind of got cut off by time. This Pokemon is Baby Chansey, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, it has an egg, but it's a baby. Like, babies don't have babies. Big people have babies. So that's science for you. That's a bit of science, if you enjoy that. So yeah, it's just weird that a baby Pokemon would still have that egg. Oh yeah, it's a Great Ball. That's a classic Pokemon move there. You're always going to find like Pokeballs that are better than the ones you can currently buy just out and about. And they come in really handy. Like just for catching certain Pokemon. You know, it's just cool. So yeah, half this route is actually in the rain. Actually, probably not half the route. Couldn't really. But yeah, this half of the route, let's just say, is in the rain. And this was a terrible battle. I think I sped this battle up a lot more than I usually would. So if it seems a bit quicker, then that's why. Okay, it seemed like the worst battle in the world at the time. Really, it wasn't. It was awful, but it wasn't the worst battle in the world. Because pretty much, he has two Pokemon, and I think they're both Steel types. And I sent out Bigger Bird, because I was trying to level it up still, you know, I still wanted the XP. So I decided to keep Bigger Bird out. And it just kept hitting me with the Confused Ray, which really pissed me off. And then when I did get a chance to attack, I used Steel Wing, because I wasn't too sure if this Pokemon was Steel or not. Looking back on it, I just feel like an idiot, because clearly it is a Steel Pokemon, but... So I used Steel Wing, which is a move... I think I actually taught it to Bigger Bird using a TM that I found. I may be wrong, but I think that's how... Yeah, I think that's true. So obviously I'm going to send out Squirm, because Squirm is, like, always needs XP. The needy rock prick. So I decided to send that out, but it turns out all of its attacks are not very effective either, so it just dragged on. It was just terrible. See, it doesn't seem so bad now, but imagine if that was at normal speed. This would be like, yeah, this is more than double, or more than double speed, so think about that. That's just how much I care about you guys. I don't want you to sit through the same pain. So yeah, I think this is also a Steel Pokemon. I tried to use Bite and it just didn't work, so... Apparently Spark is very good. Plug Switch evolves, so that's the end of that. Like I said, it really doesn't seem that bad, that fight. But at the time, I guess I was just in a bad mood or something. It seemed awful, and I had an awful time doing it, and I hate that man. And I wish him bad fortune, or misfortune. So there's an Ether, which is I think every whoops, just flicked the mic there, so I'm sorry if that was really loud. Yeah, Ethers are things that you shouldn't use until like the Pokemon League. That's if I'm thinking, is Ether the move ones? The ones that gives you PP? Additional PP? I think that's the one, I can't remember. Yeah, that was the Cup, because that battle like made me sad. So I kinda had to stop playing and then I started playing again, so this is actually a separate date. Although you guys should know that by now, that in case you don't, when I play games I play them in big chunks and then I'll cut up the chunks, so sometimes you get cuts like that. Usually I do them in Poké Centers so you don't notice, but sometimes you do. And I shouldn't really point them out and talk about them all the time, so yeah, he just gave you Payback, which is pretty much like Revenge, but I think it's not I don't think it is a fighting move, although it very well could be. Don't quote me on that. It might be a fighting move, but yeah, it's pretty much one of those sort of moves. That's something that really started in the 3rd generation, I would say. Moves being the same move, just a different type. Like, what I mean by this is, like, you know how you have Fly, which is a flying move where you go up in the air, then you hit someone. While in this generation there's a move called Bounce, which is water type, which you go in the air and then you hit someone the next turn. So that's something they kind of started doing a lot, which I think works. I think it's good, you know. You might expect me to say, oh, that's just cheap and ripping off, but I think it is good to have those different moves in those different, you know, different types. It's handy. Like, my Magikarp's not going to fly. It might bounce, you know, if it's feeling quite aggressive and Splash isn't doing it. It might bounce, but it wouldn't fly. So I don't know what I'm talking about anyway. So the good thing about Bigger Bird, it's very good against fighting Pokemon. Actually, the more I used Bigger Bird, the more I liked it. It is such a good Pokemon. You just can't. I don't like Hoot Hoot is really good, and Noctowl, or whatever. But yeah, this is really good. It's a really good Pokemon. If you don't get a Starly, then you really should. You better have a damn good reason, boy, if you don't get a Starly. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, in this route it's raining, which, as you can probably know, is the same effect as Rain Dance on a battle. It's that sort of deal, but I'm not too sure exactly the specifics of what it does. I think it powers up water moves and then dampens fire moves. I might be wrong, but I think that's the two things it does. So yeah, just be careful there. Although it does make a Ponyta a lot easier to catch, I guess. Although I'm only showing this just to show that you can catch one here at level 22 if you want one. I mean, if you want a fire Pokemon and you didn't pick Chimchar, you have to pick Ponyta, so that's how that goes. Yeah, I got another fighting guy, Derek. That's clearly a bloke who was like, had an awful life, married some horrible woman, had some shitty kids, and then like decided at the age of 42 that he was going to take karate just to spice his life up. That's clearly what Derek is. No offense to him. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but he seems like that sort of guy. And yes, I know he looks exactly the same as the other fighters, but you know he would be a bit fat, and he wouldn't quite be black belt. He'd be like green belt that no one really cares about. And when I say that, I mean any green belts, please don't come to my house and punch me in the face. I mean, you'll probably have me down. I don't know any martial arts. That's why I do LPs. Yeah. So yeah, we're going not too much to this route really. I think we're almost at the end here. We don't have too many battles to do. Like I said, this is a big route, and I think this is the first one with the first weather effect. In case you don't know what a weather effect is, I'll just explain it quickly. It means that every single time you go into a battle, whether it be a trainer battle or a wild battle, you will have a certain effect due to whatever the weather is. In this case it's raining, so it's always going to be raining, which, like I said, will help water type moves. But then there's a lot of others in the game, and I think this is the first generation to introduce weather effects. I don't think the Game Boy Advance had them. It might have done, because I know there are certain routes you could go where it was raining. I'm not sure if that actually affected the battles though. Crap. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of other ones, and that's something in white. That's something in white and black that they really, you know, took to another level, I would say. Although there is one weather effect in this game that isn't in white, which I like. So Nathaniel, I mean, come on, don't. You're just asking these guys to take the piss out of. They're all karate black belt guys with just plain names. So here's John, the black belt. Here's Percy, the black belt. You know, no one's buying it. Give him like a karate name or something. Oh yeah, so I had to switch up Squirm there just because it's a double battle, and yeah, second double battle of the route. Aren't we a lucky boy? I can't remember if this. I think this was also quite a tricky one. Double battles always go on for longer. I don't know why that is. It's just the case, really. Especially when you have a partner that you can't. When you're working with an AI. God, that's something I'll get into once it happens again. But in the forest, I think you remember that. That chance he did nothing to help. It's out of order. Yeah, one thing I always do in these double battles is that you always gotta bully Pokemon. That's the only way you'll win these, really. You gotta make both Pokemon attack one of theirs. You gotta just take them down like that. As you can see, I'm just not attacking Chimchar or Monferno, and I'm just killing Kadabra. Although a lot of that reason is because Kadabra is a really hard Pokemon to take down. Well, not to take down, I think it has quite high special defense, but it has some really good moves. You don't want to mess with a Kadabra, they'll just mess you up. It's not good. So Squirm leveled up and Bigger Bird leveled up, so that's pretty cool. Do I switch out? No, I don't. Yeah, Gyarados is a Pokemon that is around a lot in this generation. I've seen a lot of Gyaradoses, or more than you would think, anyway. And I never thought about this, but where does the name Gyarados come from, anyway? If you know, leave me a comment, because I am interested. I honestly have no idea. I bet when the solution is either going to be really stupid, like really abstract, or just really simple, and I'm going to feel like an idiot. So, yeah, please comment and make me feel like an idiot. That's always my policy anyway, you know. So yeah, that's that done, so we can move on, and I think that's the last battle. Although for some reason I talk to her, I don't really care what she has to say. And we're not going to pick those berries, for obvious reasons. I don't think I've used this. No, I have used a berry, but you won't see that for like another 20 parts. Yeah, that's right. That's how far ahead I am at point of recording. Oh yeah. So yeah, here we are in the next city, Fieldstone City. It's pretty cool. I don't think it really has a theme. I think it's just industrial, sort of. Kind of. I don't think it has a particular theme. I don't know any cities that are like. There's no way it's based off any cities in real life, because I don't know any cities with rocks everywhere and it's all elevated. That just doesn't happen. So yeah, that was me getting a bit lost. If you want to know where the Pokemon Center is, just check the map. I didn't do that until the last city. I always ignored the map. I just didn't really think about it. And yeah, this is me trying to find the gym, because in this city, like most cities, you can just go to the gym straight away. And yeah, it's Dawn, because Dawn hasn't said anything in a while, so I guess she's going to say, do you want to go to the gym like you said you were going to do, and you obviously are going to do? So yeah, in the next part we're going to start the gym, and hopefully we'll beat them. So until then, goodbye.